I'm Mayor Dane Walling here in the city of Flint, and I want to welcome you back to our weekly video message. This is something we tried to do a number of months ago, and I want to thank Paul Herring with Spectacle Productions, who has very graciously agreed to volunteer his time as long as he's doing work for the City Council and for my office to add this video message piece so that I can talk directly with people all across this community once a week and tell you what we're working on, what I'm hearing your concerns are, and how we can keep working together. Now, these last few weeks we've had a lot of hard work to do around public safety, and I've been receiving your calls and your emails concerned about what's happening with public safety in our community, on our streets, and we reached a terrible, tragic milestone with 50 homicides so far being committed in this city this year, this calendar year, and there's so much that we have to do. You know, we have this Great Depression era economy with unemployment levels as high as they've ever been, and it's gone on year after year after year, and then that's meant that the gangs and the drugs and the violence have infested too many of our neighborhoods. I can tell you that our officers are out there working very hard every single day, making arrests, dealing with your requests, and doing everything they can to keep us safe. We've got the largest public safety force that we can afford, even during these tough times. But the only way that we're going to get through this is to work together more. I'm calling on citizens all across this community, concerned citizens who want to see this long-standing public safety challenge in our community finally put to rest, to come forward and be a part of our new Blue Badge program. We've got a training coming up this Saturday and next Saturday. Sarvis Center, 8 o'clock in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. We're working with a great team at the Michigan State University School of Criminal Justice to help make sure that you'll be getting the best training around. We want you to know how to report potentially illegal or suspicious activity so that our officers have what they need to continue their investigations. We want to tell you what we can do to support your own block club, your own neighborhood watch, your own neighborhood association. We've got to get together in this community to tackle these tough issues, and this training can really go a long way. We want to ask you to make a special effort around Halloween weekend. That's been a time over the years where terrible crimes and arsons have been inflicted on our community, and we need to stand up this year. Last year there were over 150 volunteers operating out of our mini stations. Chief Locke and I were out all across the city seeing the hard work that you were doing. We need to do more than that this year. We need 200 people out on the streets Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, all the way through to Sunday night, to make sure that we've got a strong presence on our streets, because this is our community. We'll have the officers ready to work overtime. They'll be ready to take the calls. The 911 center will be staffed. We'll knock down all those calls that come in, but the faster our officers know what's happening, the faster they can provide a response. And this goes back to how important it is that citizens all across this city start doing everything they can. And a lot of you already have been, but I know some of you out there can do more. We had a neighborhood networking session a couple weeks ago with over 100 people who came out from neighborhood associations and crime watches and block clubs who wanted to hear what the city was doing. They wanted to network with their colleagues all across this community. It was a very powerful session, and we need to keep doing more of that. But where I was going with that is that our officers, they're prepared to investigate and solve crimes. They're prepared to make arrests, but the information that they need has got to come from you. We have an anonymous tip line, 237-6812. We need to hear from you. There are dozens of unsolved homicides that go back, and we're not just talking this year. We're talking year after year in this community. Someone in our community knows who committed every one of those crimes. And we need to get a call so that our officers have what they need to investigate that crime, to make an arrest, so the prosecutor and the U.S. attorney can enforce the stiffest penalties available under the laws. We can bring justice back to this community, but we can only do it working together. So I just ask you, be a part of your own block club. your own neighborhood watch, your own neighborhood association. You may live in an area that's fortunate to have been pretty well organized over the years. You may also live in an area that hasn't had a block club. You haven't had a neighborhood watch or a neighborhood association. Get a couple of your neighbors together and start the process. We've had new crime watches start. We've had new block clubs start, and you can be a part of that too. We're working on many stations all across this city. We've got 8 open and operating right now. We need more volunteers to keep those open longer hours, to be more effective. We have 1 more that we need to open. I made a commitment to you that we would have a mini station in every ward, and we have 1 more that we need to do, and we hope to have that done in the next month or so. We've got work that we need to do on our side, but I'm really asking for a partnership on this. There's some who continue to call for the National Guard to come to our city. I just don't see that being a good solution. We need to take care of our problems. These are community problems. These aren't combat issues. And we need the continued partnership of the Michigan State Police and the federal agencies, the FBI, the Drug Enforcement Agency, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Agency that works with our arson investigators. We can work together on the law enforcement side. We've got to remember this is not a new problem. This is a long-standing problem for our community, but Chief Locke and all of our men and women in uniform are doing everything they can, and we need this closer working relationship with our citizens all across this city. It's not just one part of town. It's not just my neighborhood. It's not just your neighborhood. We've got to do this work over all 33 square miles of our community, and I know we can do it. This is a tough city. There's a t-shirt that says we're the toughest town around since 1855 when this city was founded, and I believe that, and I know that many of you believe that too. So get involved this Saturday. Get involved with the crime watches, with the block clubs, with the neighborhood associations. Plan a night or 2 during Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday around Halloween to come out and be a part of the solution to help keep our community safe. I'll be out, Chief Locke will be out, and you can join hundreds of other citizens as we work together to tackle this tough public safety challenge. While all this is going on, we continue to do work around economic development. We continue to do work with neighborhood stabilization, and we'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. You may have seen the announcement yesterday that we had a new biodiesel-related company start their operations here in the city of Flint. This is a partnership with the Regional Technology Center and a company called On-Site Energy. And it's one more innovation that's taking place here in Flint. It'll create dozens of jobs. It won't be hundreds of jobs, but it can be dozens. And every single one of those jobs puts an income in place for a family to help pay those bills, to help make that rental payment or that mortgage payment, and keep your family in a stable and safe environment. So we're working away on those other issues, and I look forward to talking more as we continue this tradition again of the weekly video message. You know how to get a hold of me. I'm at mayor@cityofflint.com. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Mayor Walling. I've got my open office hours every Wednesday morning. I'm here 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I saw a number of people here today, and I'll see more next week. So if you have something that I need to know and you don't want to write it down, I still read my mail, so you can write it to City Hall. If you don't want to put it in email, then you can take time to come down to City Hall. We'll sit across this desk, and we'll have a conversation about what your concerns are and what we can do to work together to get those solved. We can make adjustments on some of the things that we do here to better serve you. That's what I believe I'm here for. That's what our employees are here trying to do for you every day. So thanks for tuning in. I look forward to talking with you again next week. Thanks.